Now, as temperatures keep dropping and winter weather becomes more and more frequent in forecasts across the country, driving conditions become increasingly hazardous. According to data from the U.S. Department of Transportation, more than 4,000 people died in crashes involving large trucks in 2020, and that is the most recent year with data on record. That's a 28% increase from 2009, when the number of fatalities caused by truck crashes hit its all-time low since the government began collecting that fatal crash data in 1975. More than 68% of those deaths were occupants in cars and other passenger vehicles, while 15% were the occupants of the trucks. So for more on this and how to safely share the road with the big 18-wheelers and other large vehicles are David Corrado and Justin Horn. David's a 20-year veteran of the trucking industry, while Justin is new to the business. But he's already been baptized on some of America's toughest roads just 2 months after getting his trucking license. Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for getting all of our stuff from point A to point B, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. So I went to ProFleet for 4 weeks of CDO school, and basically what we talked about is, better be safe and sorry, more or less. Just like, if you don't have to drive, don't do it. But at the same time, we also have a job to do. We have to keep the country moving. We have to get the loads to where they need to be. So when you're out there actually driving over the mountains, the least, just be smarter, just take it slow, keep it easy, don't rush anything if you don't have to.
Well, David, let me ask you this. You have been on every road in the continental U.S., I believe, or just every major road.
In 30 years of driving, yes.
We just got some information from the Greenhorn next to you, but let me ask you as the veteran, how do you stay safe on the road with those big rigs in winter weather?
It's just like Justin said, you slow down. When conditions call for it, slow down. That's the best thing you can do. I mean, there's no reason to be in a rush. Your reaction time, the slippery roads, you just cannot stop on a dime. And it seems like a lot of people see the big trucks. They think big trucks, big wheels, big brakes. They can stop anywhere, anytime in a short distance. It's not the case.
So Justin, what is it that drew you to this industry? Why did you want to become a trucker?
Funny story. I actually grew up in a truck stop town there off I-70 in Missouri. So I've always been around it. And my previous career working for the railroad, had trucks coming in and out, doing inspections. So I've always been around it, and I've always had to talk to truckers and what it's like to, be on the road 5-6 days out of the week. And, money's great. So.
Wow, the money is great. You don't hear that a lot in some of our transportation industries, especially not in the railroad industry, which you said you just left. David, let me turn to you on this one. It strikes me that a lot of Americans hit the road in their individual cars for long road trips like once or twice a year, and they get annoyed by the giant trucks, and they're like, I wish these trucks would get off the road. Meanwhile, you live on the road, and it's kind of like this is like your domain. It's not their domain, and they've got to learn to share it with you. Do you have some tips for the typical driver out there who sees these trucks as sort of an obstacle rather than something important for our entire economy?
Well, it's not just our road. It's everybody's road. The biggest thing is just keep in mind we're 40 tons moving up and down the roads, and we don't accelerate as fast as the cars. And some of the trucking companies govern their trucks to a set speed, say like 68, maybe 70 miles an hour. So we're not intentionally trying to be in your way, but we're still trying to get our jobs done and share the road safely with the public.
And Justin, you have already spent time in your short time as a truck driver driving some of the most dangerous roads out there. I am curious as to what makes a road dangerous for you all, and also what you do to handle that. I know you've talked about what you learned in class, but what did you learn on the road?
A whole lot. Keep your distance. Definitely, don't be on that brake too much. You don't want to slide sideways, and you don't want to burn up your brakes either. So just keep your distance, take it slow, and just make sure that you got plenty of space to react before, you come up on someone.
So is it more natural features of the road? I guess, David, let me ask this to you since you've got a little bit more experience, but is it more natural features of the roads how they're kept? Is it weather? Is it other drivers? Like, what poses a greater danger to a trucker when you're out there?
It can be a combination of all the above. Especially like say across Wyoming, you got a lot of high winds. We went out to California and back last week, and both ways across Wyoming, we had 70-mile-an-hour crosswinds. You combine that with a lot of traffic from holidays or just people traveling for the weekends. Our trucks, say on average, is probably 700 square feet of just like a wall that the wind can hit and push us around. It will literally push a 40-ton truck from one side to the other if you're not paying attention.
Man, that is incredible.
So,
I thought about hills and I thought about wet roads and ice. I didn't even think about the wind, but that's why you've got all the experience. That's David Corrado, a very experienced trucker. That's Justin Horn, a brand new trucker. Guys, we thank you for, like I said, getting our stuff from point A to point B, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.